If you're planning new kitchen cabinets, one of the fastest ways to blow the budget is bad measurements. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly how to measure your kitchen for cabinets in two real remodel situations. One, when old cabinets are still up, and two, when you're down to bare drywall. By the end, you'll know what numbers matter and how to record them so your layout actually fits. Sam here with Arden Cabinet. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get to it. Here's what you need: a tape measure, a level, printer's tape, and a Sharpie or marker of any kind, and something to write on. Graph paper is perfect. A laser measure is optional but not required. Rule number one, don't measure in your head. Draw a quick sketch of each wall and label them wall A, wall B, wall C, and write the measurements directly on that sketch. Also, take wide photos of every wall. Photos save you when you're back home second guessing. Scenario one, old cabinets still installed. When old cabinets are still here, it's tempting to measure the cabinets and call it done. But cabinets can be out of level, out of square, and sometimes they were made to work with fillers. So we use the existing layout as a clue, but still need to measure the room. Scenario one, wall runs plus heights. First, measure the wall run lengths. I like to measure corner to corner at two different heights, near the floor and around the countertop height. If the numbers differ, write both down. For the ceiling height, I measure 3 points, right, left, and center. If the ceiling is off by a smaller amount, like a quarter or smaller, we need to use the smallest measurement. In some old houses, the ceiling endpoints can be off by up to an inch. If this happens, we'll work on finding a solution with the homeowners. And remember, homes move, floors slope, and that affects tall cabinets and crown. And if there's a soffit or a bulkhead, measure floor to the underside of the soffit and soffit depth. After measuring the wall run lengths, the next step is to capture every opening, all windows and all doors. For a window, record the overall width, overall height, and sill height from the floor, and the distance from the nearest corner to the edge of the window trim. Do the same idea for doors, plus which way the door swings. Next are the appliances. Measure the opening for the fridge, range, dishwasher, and whatever else is there. And here's a pro tip. Record the center line of key items like the sink and range. That makes planning symmetry way easier. Okay, now let's do the same thing when the kitchen is down to drywall. This is actually the cleanest time to measure because nothing is hiding the walls. Just like before, measure corner to corner at two different heights, near the floor and around the countertop height. If the numbers differ, write both down. For the ceiling height, measure 3 points, right, left, and center. Remember, if a wall bows, cabinets don't. In most cases, the number we designed to is the smallest usable dimension, because that's what will actually fit. Now, record your rough-ins. For plumbing, don't just say it's under the window. Give it coordinates. Measure from the nearest corner to the center of the drain, and height from the floor. Do the same for the water lines, gas outlets, and hood vent locations. And if flooring isn't installed yet, note that clearly. Measurements were taken from the subfloor, and write down your planned finished floor thickness. That detail affects toe kicks, dishwasher fit, and countertop height. Here are the biggest mistakes we see homeowners make. Number one, measuring only once. Take each key measurement twice. Number two, forgetting windowsill heights and door swing. Number three, not measuring at multiple points, especially floor to ceiling. Number four, ignoring appliance specs. Always confirm the manufacturer's required clearances. Number five, not writing down what the measurement is to, corner, trim, or center line. If you capture wall runs, heights, openings, appliance spaces, and rough-in locations the way we showed you today, you'll have the numbers you need to plan cabinets with confidence, whether the old kitchen is still up or the room is down to bare drywall. And once the measurements are locked in, then it's time to talk upgrades, like rollouts, pullouts, inserts, countertop details, backsplash planning, and even floating shelves. Those kinds of features change how you use your kitchen day to day. If you'd like a pro to check your measurements before you order, reach out. We're happy to help. Don't forget to like and subscribe.